Most agents don't quit video because it stopped working. They quit because one busy week turned into three and then the channel went quiet. Today, you'll hear from an agent who's closed over $150 million in real estate exclusively from YouTube with no paid ads and no cold calling. You'll get the system that keeps you posting even when life doesn't cooperate. Stay tuned. This episode of Keeping It Real is brought to you by Real Geeks. How many homes are you going to sell this year? Do you have the right tools? Is your website turning soft leads into interested buyers? Are you spending money on leads that aren't converting? Well, Real Geeks is your solution. Find out why agents across the country choose Real Geeks as their technology partner. Real Geeks was created by an agent for agents. They pride themselves on delivering a sales and marketing solution so that you can easily generate more business. Their agent websites are fast and built for lead conversion with a smooth search experience for your visitors. Real Geeks also includes an easy-to-use agent CRM. So once a lead signs up on your website, you can track their interest and have great follow-up conversations. Real Geeks is loaded with a ton of marketing tools to nurture your leads and increase brand awareness. Visit realgeeks.com/keepingitrealpod and find out why realtors come to Real Geeks to generate more business. Again, visit realgeeks.com/keepingitrealpod. And now, onto our show. Today's episode is brought to you by Corded.io. Are you looking for agents to join your brokerage or team? Now, as a real estate recruiter, I can tell you the answer is always yes. But most agents aren't looking to move right now. So how do you know who to contact? Well, what if I were to tell you there's a recruiting and retention tool powered by artificial intelligence that shows you exactly which agents in your local market are looking to leave their brokerage right now and which agents at your own firm are also looking to leave you? Now, I've been recruiting realtors for 15 years and I've hired over 2,000 agents. I can tell you with no exaggeration, this is the tool I've been waiting for. Corded's AI looks for trends across dozens of variables for each agent in your market and shows you which agents they believe are likely to move. Not only does it do that, but Corded's AI went and visited my recruiting website and read everything I offer. So now when I'm recruiting, Corded's AI tells me exactly what to say based on that agent's needs and what my brokerage can offer. It even writes emails for me. I've never seen anything like it, and I use it every single day. Now, if you are looking to grow your brokerage, Corded.io is the best tool out there. Visit Corded.io to schedule a demo. Again, that's Corded.io. And now, onto the show.
Welcome back to Keeping It Real. This is the YouTube Lab. I am Sarah Maslowski, and I've closed over $150 million in real estate from YouTube. No paid ads, no cold calling. Today's episode is one I'm coming to you with fresh because it comes from something that just happened to me, something that reminded me in the most inconvenient way possible that even when you know the right systems, life will find a way to test whether you're actually following them. I missed a week of posting a video. So my video editor had a personal family emergency. It came out of nowhere, as emergencies do. And because I had gotten into a rhythm of getting my video to him the week before it needed to post, instead of working ahead the way that I teach, I had nothing in the bank. No backup video, no buffer to speak of. And so I just missed a week on a channel where consistency is everything. Here's what I want you to take away from that. I teach this stuff, I speak about it on stages, and I still let it happen to me. I'm not perfect. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build a content operation that holds up even when life doesn't cooperate, how to plan content efficiently, how to batch film without burning out, how to work with your editor, and how to make sure you are never one emergency away from going dark on your channel like I just did, and the plan that I'm implementing so this doesn't happen again. So before we talk systems, I want to make sure that we're on the same page about why this matters so much. So on YouTube, consistency is not just a best practice. It is one of your most valuable assets. So the algorithm rewards channels that show up reliably. Your audience builds habits around your posting schedule, and a relocation buyer who finds your channel and sees that you post every single week is subconsciously building that trust with you before they ever reach out. And so when your channel goes dark, even just for 1 week, you are interrupting that signal. And the longer you go dark, the harder it is to rebuild momentum. So consistency is so important. And protecting your posting schedule is not about being perfect. It is about protecting the asset that you have been building, training the algorithm, and making sure that everything is working for you. So here's the vulnerability that most agents don't think about until it's too late. If your entire content operation runs through one person, one editor, one person who handles uploads, one person who does your thumbnails, you have a single point of failure. So if that person gets sick, they have a family emergency, take a vacation, and they decide to move on to a different opportunity, suddenly your channel, the channel that you have been building for months or years, is sitting there waiting on one person. Now, there are two ways to solve this. The first is to work with a production company that has multiple editors on staff. So if one editor is unavailable, another steps in. You are never without coverage. The trade-off, though, is that you give up the consistency of working with one person who knows your style deeply. Now, some of these companies will assign you one editor so that you won't have this problem. The trade-off with these companies is that they are quite expensive. So these are typically more of an investment if you were to work than if you were to work directly with one editor one-on-one. But the advantage is that you have someone else that has accountability, a built-in team, tons of leverage. The second option, and what I'm now actively putting in place, is finding a backup editor identified and having that person ready. Someone you have already vetted, already briefed on your style, who can step in when your primary editor is unavailable. You may never need them most months, but when you do need them, you already have someone identified. Now, either solution works, but what doesn't work is assuming that your solo editor will always be available. That assumption is what came to bite me, and I'm telling you about it so that it doesn't bite you. Now, outside of having that backup editor, and this is something that I'm definitely working on implementing, and when I teach, the simplest protection you can put in place is a video bank. So the rule that I teach, and clearly need to follow more consistently myself, is to always have 2 to 3 fully edited videos ready to post before you need them. So not filming the week before and waiting for it to be edited, but to have fully edited, fully done videos sitting in your back pocket. And if you're just getting started on your channel, this is kind of easy to do from the get-go. Wait until you have 3 videos fully edited before you start posting so that you can build that runway. When an emergency hits, your editor, your schedule, your life, you just reach into the bank and you post because you already have a video. Your audience is never going to know anything happened, and the algorithm never sees that, that gap there because there wasn't a gap. Your channel keeps running on autopilot while you sort out whatever the issue is. And the result is that your video runway or bank now has one less video that you need to double up on and to refill it. So backfill that content. So what about when it comes to content planning? So one of the most important things that I have learned about sustaining a YouTube channel long-term is this: content planning and content filming are 2 completely different mental tasks, and they should never happen on the same day. Planning requires research, thinking creatively, and strategy. And then filming requires energy and presence and performance. And trying to do both back to back, for me anyways, is exhausting and overwhelming. And the quality of both suffers when you try to cram them together. So here's my rhythm. It is a 2-week rotating cycle. 1 week is dedicated to content planning. The following week is dedicated to filming. I keep a standing content block on my calendar for both so that neither ever gets squeezed out by a busy real estate week. When it comes to deciding what to actually make videos about, I teach a 4-bucket content system to every agent that I work with. And the idea is simple. You have 4 content categories that you rotate through week by week. Each week's video comes from the next bucket in the rotation. And this does 2 things for you. It ensures that you never make 2 similar videos back to back, which would feel repetitive to your audience. And it gives the YouTube algorithm time to understand what each type of video is about before you publish another one like it. It also solves the blank page problem. When it's planning week, you already know which bucket you're pulling from, so you're not starting from scratch wondering what to make. You're just making that decision within a defined category, which is a much, much smaller and faster decision. So once I know the topic, I time block 1 hour per video for the planning process. And in that hour, I am researching the topic, utilizing AI tools to help shape the script and sharpen the title, and getting the script to a place where I can film confidently from it. I script my videos fully and use a teleprompter when I film. Now, I know that that's not everyone's preference. Some agents prefer bullet points or speaking off the cuff, and you should definitely do whatever allows you to show up most naturally on camera. For me, a full script means I know exactly what I'm going to say, I don't ramble, and the editing process is cleaner and faster. Sometimes I plan both videos in one sitting. Sometimes I split them across 2 days, depending upon how the week looks and honestly, mentally, how I'm feeling. The point is that the planning block is protected on my calendar either way, and the hour per video is a realistic and manageable commitment. A lot of people talk about batch filming as if you should sit down and film an entire month's worth of content in a single day. Now, that may work for some content creators. I have found that for most real estate agents who are also running an actual real estate business, that is not sustainable at all or realistic. My sweet spot is 2 videos at a time, filmed on the same day during my filming week. 2 videos is enough to stay ahead. It is manageable in a single content block, and it keeps your energy up for both videos instead of running out of steam by video 4. Now, if you cannot do 2 videos in one sitting, just film one. One video filmed and in the pipeline is definitely better than no video because you were waiting until you had a full day to batch film. So find the version of this that you can actually stick to and protect that block on your calendar every single week. For me, the best system is week 1, I'm content planning during my time block, 1 hour per video, I'm researching, using those AI tools, getting the video planned. And then the following week, I am filming both of those videos that I have planned back to back. I'm uploading that raw footage and I'm repeating that cycle every 2 weeks. 2 videos in the pipeline. And over time, this builds up your bank. Now, the key here is that you also need to get your editor editing ahead of schedule. So the schedule that works best is the one that you will actually use and the one that you can actually maintain. So you're going to want to find your own rhythm. What matters is that the blocks are on your calendar and they are non-negotiable. Remember, this is your lead generation time. And they happen even when your real estate business gets busy, especially when your real estate business gets busy. So now you have filmed, what happens next? Well, the cleaner your handoff to your editor, the faster and the better your edits will be. Here's the system I use. When I finish filming, I upload my raw talking head footage and the script into a dedicated Google Drive folder for that video. Now, the script here is critical because it tells the editor exactly what I was saying so they can match the B-roll to the content accurately. My editor also has access to our B-roll library, which is organized and labeled by town. So when he is editing a video about a specific neighborhood, he can go directly to the folder and pull relevant footage. Now, this library took time to build out, but it is one of the most valuable assets in our production system. Everything lives in one contained folder per video. The raw footage, the script, any additional notes. Now, the editor picks it up and gets to work, and there's no back and forth, no hunting for files, and no confusion about what goes where. Now, if you are just beginning this relationship, the process may look a little different, and that is completely normal. In the early days, I did not have a B-roll library that my editor knew how to navigate. They are not in my town where I live, so they didn't know particular areas. So I did that part myself. I would go through my B-roll footage, pull the specific clips I wanted used in the video, put shortcuts to those clips in the Google Drive folder, and hand the whole folder to the editor. Everything they needed was right there, the talking head footage, script, and the exact B-roll clips I had already selected. Now, this is more work up front, but it is a much smoother experience for a new editor that you're working with who's still learning your style and your market. And over time, as they get to know your content and your B-roll library, you can hand off more and more of that responsibility to them until they are pulling B-roll independently. So the relationship with your editor gets easier the longer you work together. Invest in building it well from the start. My personal target is always to be 2 weeks ahead, and that means the video posting this week was filmed and edited at least 2 weeks ago. Now, again, the key that I've learned here is edited at least 2 weeks ago. So you can be ahead on your filming schedule, but you also need to ensure that your editor is ahead on the editing schedule. So the video posting next week is already done. And when you are 2 weeks ahead, that single emergency that I experienced, having an editor issue or a busy week in real estate, or unexpected life event, it does not automatically mean that you have to miss a week of posting. You have that runway. You have breathing room. And that breathing room is what separates a channel that survives the messy parts of life from one that goes quiet the moment things get hard. Now, I want to close with this. I shared the editor story at the top of this episode, definitely not because it makes me look good. It doesn't. But because I think the most useful thing that I can do for you is be honest about where I fell short of my own standards. I know the right systems, I teach the right systems, and still I got comfortable and stopped following them. The good news is that the fix is not complicated. So separate your planning from your filming, protect both time blocks on your calendar, film 2 videos at a time, build your video bank, identify a backup editor before you need one, and always try to work 2 weeks ahead. So none of this is hard. All of it does require, though, is discipline. And the channels that outlast everyone else are the ones built on that discipline, not on motivation. Next month, I'm finally sitting down with an agent who has built their business on YouTube. And they're going to be real with us about what that journey actually looked like, and you do not want to miss it. I'm Sarah Maslowski. Thank you for being here on Keeping It Real.